What's going on, Tamers? It's me, guy who is losing his mind, and that's because the jump from BT13 to BT14 is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before in Digimon. So the reason for such a big jump here is going to be due in part to two things. The first is going to be access to the new ace cards that allow counter timing and also blast digivolving, which open up a host of defensive mechanics for the game. So all this information has actually been out for quite a while now, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, I made a handy video a little while back that details all this information and more, so definitely check that out on the channel. But second, and more importantly, the topic of today's video is the fact that we're about a month away from that set's release, BT14. And what Bandai typically does is they release like a drip feed of cards every single day on their Twitter of the new cards being released in the set, so you kind of have an idea of what's going to be coming out. Side note here, I've actually been taking these cards and translating them into English and then posting them up into Discord, and we've been discussing them there. If you want to hop in and join that discussion, feel free to take a look at the link to my Discord in the description below. But I digress. The effects and the strengths of these new cards that Bandai's been showing us day after day on Twitter represents probably the biggest or most significant jump between sets I've ever seen in the game. Take for example the new level 5 Black Digimon, Epimon, who on play and on Digivolve has one of the nastiest effects I've seen. You open up the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck. For each Digimon that you see within those 3 cards, you can de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon one stage. And then to top it off, you can take those cards that you've looked at and you can put them in any order of your choosing, and then either put those cards at the top or the bottom of the deck, your choice. If you've been playing the game, then you know that de-Digivolve is a very strong mechanic. But that, on top of the ability to control your opponent's resources for at least the next 3 turns or deny them resources until the very end of the game, is a game changer. And if you thought that wasn't enough, like this goes even one step further in the level 6 card for the Epimon line, which is going to be, I think, Epimon? 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 I know someone out there knows how to pronounce this card's name. I don't, so let me know what it is in the comments below. But anyway, Epimon, instead of de-Digivolving, he allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck, and then you can choose one of the Digimon that you see from those 3 cards, and then destroy opponent's Digimon on the board whose costs add up to or below that Digimon's play cost. So if you check a level 6 in those 3 cards, then you're going to be wiping most of your opponent's board. The kicker here is that if you'd have told me that these cards were rare or super rare, I would have believed you no problem. But actually, they're uncommon at best. But these powerful cards aren't just limited to black. Red is also getting access to new floodgates and oppressive cards like the new level 3 Goatsumon, a red Goatsumon, which is weird to say, but Goatsumon, who lets you stop opponents from playing Digimons by effect. And at this point, that effect is pretty rampant and common in the game, so being able to shut that off is so powerful. Rest in peace, Jessmon. But more importantly, Red is also getting access to the new level 6 Dynorex mon, who stops your opponent from playing any 6000 DP Digimon or lower as long as they have 1 or more memory. What's even more terrifying about this is that he has Blitz, which means you can cap off a turn by Digivolving into this guy and then attacking one of your opponent's Digimon, and if that Digimon has an effect that lets him play like a level 3 from the trash, which is pretty common for a lot of level 6s right now, those effects all just get shut off. And again, only uncommon. On top of all this, we also got a slew of new option cards featuring stills from the Digimon Adventure anime, and these things do everything from 1-cost Digivolve for yellow from security for free, to Agumon Warp Digivolution to Warp Greymon, things like blue sword stripping and then freezing for 2-cost. Also, for my Bagara Army stands out there, the deck finally got access to blocker inheritance effects, which, for those of you who have actually played with the new Darkness Bagaramon, know this is one of the most needed support cards for that deck. Personally, I gotta say, I am super excited to see all of these things. The relative strength of the new cards, the defensive power of the new ace cards, as well as the new counter mechanic for the game, seems like a really welcome check to a lot of these big burst damage decks that have been rampant in the game for the past couple of sets so far. And I think this leads to the game just giving us more choices for deck building, more options for useful cards, as well as just more impactful decision making over the course of the game. And considering all of these are just commons or uncommons for the most part, I cannot wait to see what these stronger cards in this set look like. Now, you folks know I am a glass half full kind of guy, and I know that there's 2 ways to fall on seeing the relative strength of cards increasing, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Before you get out of here, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.